Look at that stud of a rainbow. Wow. What a beautiful fish. Incredible. He's heavy. He's super heavy. Wow. Very nice. Hey guys, Kel Kellogg here. Well, I'm out here trolling and the bite is slow. So this is a good time for a story, and this is a good time to announce something new that's going to happen here on the channel. I want to start a new playlist, and I'm going to call it Kel Kellogg Unfiltered. It's not going to be a fishing playlist per se. I'm sure we'll talk a little fishing on that playlist, but mostly I want to tell you stories. I want to tell you stories about people, places. I want to tell you some stories about strange events, conspiracy theories, and that sort of stuff. Now, what I'm going to say, a couple things. One, I'm not going to tell you anything that's not true, and I'm not making any claims about aliens or Bigfoot or whatever. I'm just telling you the facts as I've heard them, or the facts as I experienced them. And the second thing is I'm one of those people, I like to hunt and fish alone because I seem to see all kinds of stuff and get all kinds of game and get some very nice fish when I'm out alone. And to kind of illustrate what I'm talking about, we're going to go way back in time. I'm 53 now. When this story took place, I was probably 20 years old, thereabouts, 18, 19, 20. I remember I was out of school, I was out of high school, and I was driving, so I was 18, 19, 20, something like that. You know, there had been no mention of Wolverines living in California. So I was a member of a deer club. We had 11 square miles up in Tehama County that was situated on the backside of the property, was along the South Fork of Battle Creek up there in the lava country. And at that time, there was very little access back to that rim. There was one central road, and most people kind of stayed out of there because it was steep and kind of crappy. But that's just kind of country I love. So it's deer season. So one evening I go out, I got my rifle, I got my pack, and as I remember, I went out about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and I had a sandwich and a soda and some water and, you know, some whatnot. So my plan was I was going to sit down, have an awesome lunch, and then just kind of sit it out and see what developed as afternoon gave way to evening. So I'm sitting there and eating my sandwich and sipping my soda, seeing a few deer, nothing too exciting, but a great way to spend an afternoon. I was in the shade, I was under a tree, and I could see down into the canyon pretty good. And I was probably, I don't know, a couple hundred yards down from the ridgetop. Well, I just got something bumping my rod there. Come on, hit. So anyway, I'm sitting there, and I got my binoculars, and I see something move down below me. And I'm looking, and it was low to the ground. I'm thinking maybe it was a coyote, maybe it was a bobcat. Well, a little while goes by, I don't see anything else. I'm sitting there a while longer, and there's a log, and in that country there's lots of lava rocks. And all of a sudden, I see something come over the top of a rock and go behind this log. I'm like, what the heck was that? And this is happening 70, 80 yards away, not very far away at all. And all of a sudden, up on top of that log pops up a full-size, full-grown Wolverine. I've never seen one. I'm from California, but I know what they look like. I know what they are. I mean, I'd seen them on Nature Channel and, you know, whatnot, nature shows. Marty Stolfer, if you remember that name. He was always traveling the country and covering different species of animals and stuff. So anyway, there was no doubt that this is a Wolverine, and I'm looking at it now through my binoculars. I can see it clear as day. It's not a raccoon, it's not a fox. It is a full-blown, full-size Wolverine, and he proceeds to walk around and in and out around this log. I guess he was looking for a mouse or whatever, I don't know. But he was down there, it seemed like a long time, probably a couple minutes. And then he took off, he went on his way, and I never saw him again. So I told that story to a number of people. My dad believed me, but my dad knew that, you know, I see strange stuff a lot of times. But I had people tell me I was lying. That's not true. That's impossible. There's no Wolverines in California. And mind you, I've never seen another one since. But I want to say it was 15 or 20 years later when those researchers up in the, that's weird, bunch of minnows or something. when those researchers up in the Sierras, I got another bump. Good grief. When those researchers up in the high Sierras documented wolverines on a game cam. And I wasn't surprised because I'd seen them a decade and a half, 2 decades before. And that's just to illustrate that when I'm out and about, I see some odd stuff. I also have some people tell me some odd stories. So I'm going to share a bunch of that stuff here. We're going to make a playlist. We're going to call it Kel Kellogg Unfiltered. They're going to be my stories of adventure, my stories of weirdness, just interesting stories or stuff that I think you're going to find interesting anyway. So you can look forward to a series of these videos. This is the first one. This is my California Wolverine sighting. I mean, this was at fairly low elevation. It was probably, I don't know, 2,500, 3,000 feet. Not where you're supposed to see a wolverine, but I saw one. So anyway, this goes to show you, when I'm out there by myself, you never know what's going to happen, and I'll share a bunch of these stories with you guys. I'm here at Lake Davis, and you probably heard my Bigfoot story, but I'll reshoot that one again. I didn't see Bigfoot here, but when I was a little kid, I was with my dad up here, and we heard some screams at night when we were catfishing that were absolutely terrifying. But that's a whole nother story. You might have read about it in the Fish Differ. You might have heard it here on the channel because I told that story a couple of years ago. Anyway, I'm Kel Kellogg. I'm signing off for now. If you're looking for gear or rods or whatever, Bigfoot repellent, you know where to go. FishHuntShoot.com. Please check out my store. If it wasn't for you guys, I couldn't paddle around out here getting skunked and telling stories. Anyway, I'll catch you next time right here on YouTube, and you can look forward to having some fun listening to my stories. Anyway, thanks a lot, guys.